There's 2 people in the waiting room.
It says live on Facebook.
Wait a minute. Done, redirecting to Facebook. There we go. Now, yes, we are live now. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today with our Pine Hills Community Council meeting, our monthly meeting. And this meeting is all about you and our Pine Hills community. I'm Patricia Rump. I am your Pine Hills Community Council President, and we want to welcome everybody to the meeting tonight. So we'll get started with our prayer and pledge of allegiance with Pastor Joey.
Well, let's pray. Well, Lord, we thank you for being so great and so mighty and so awesome. And we thank you for the time that we're able to gather tonight. Thank you, God, for giving us the ability, God, to come together, God, to speak on the issues and the improvement and just different things of our community, God. So, God, I pray, God, for your insight. We pray for your wisdom, God. We pray for your guidance, God. And I pray, God, that everything that we do, God, that you would bless and to give honor to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Joy. Pastor Joy, will you lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Amen. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the
of the
flag
United States of America and to the
and to
republic
the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God,
under God,
indivisible, with
indivisible,
liberty
and
and
justice for
justice
all.
for all.
Thank you, people. Thank you very much. We got a couple of people waiting. I'm going to let them in. Thank you for waiting. For those that's trying to get in here now. So again, this is our Pine Hills Community Council meeting. We have a couple of our board members here, and the council would not be what we are today if it wasn't for the community and our board members. So the last time I tried to introduce the board members, I messed it up. So, if you're a board member, Noah Martin, he's our first vice president. Can you raise your hand? Thank you. Pastor Joey is our second vice president. Thank you, Pastor Joey. Bettina is our secretary. Thank you, Bettina. Ms. Van is our treasurer. Thank you, Ms. Van. And we got our members here. Ken is here. Where's Ken?
He was here. I don't see him anymore.
He may be on the next page. So I don't see Ken. So Ken was here. We have Sandra Fatney Hall. Sandra.
And Dennis Hall, you know, Dennis is
Dennis
always
Hall.
here, just doesn't love the camera.
Thank you. We have Melissa. I see Melissa's here. She's a board member. Thank you, Melissa. We have Dr. Nichols here. She's a board member. Is she still here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Thank you. Did I omit anybody? Did I get everybody? Okay. Thank you for being here tonight. And I just wanted, for those who's here for the first time, I'm going to welcome everybody again. For those who are here for the first time tonight, I know some of you all are regulars and I appreciate that. But you're here for the first time and you don't know who the Pine Hills Community Council, who we are and what we do, just want to briefly let you know about our mission statement. And what we do, we are a nonprofit 501c4 organization. We are nonpartisan, we're a civic organization, and we invest our efforts directly into our community and also promote its interests on the county, state, and national level. We are concerned about a family place for everyone to live, work, and play. We are your everyday peoples, your doctors, your workers, your healthcare providers, your law enforcement officer. We're the everyday people in your neighborhood, volunteering our time to make a better Pine Hills community. So that's who the Pine Hills Community Council is made of. That's who we are. Normally we would have a guest speaker at our meetings. Sometimes we do, but tonight everybody's a guest. We're going to focus on our committees and let you in the community know what our committees have been doing. We're going to focus on our partners, and let you know who our partners are and how and what they've been doing to support the Pine Hills Community Council. We're also going to focus on you, the residents, and get feedback from you as to how you want to, what you want to see the council bring to the monthly meeting, and how you can join us and give your input to make the council grow, be what you want to look like. So that's our purpose tonight. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. But before we get into all that, we need to go through some formalities with our secretary report and then our treasury report. Hold on for a second, I'm getting ahead of myself. What I'm gonna do. So I did all that, right? I welcome everybody. This is where we are with our agenda. So we're gonna do the approval of the minutes, then the treasury report, and then the president report. For those that received the minutes, not everybody received the minutes. We are still working out some glitches. In the future, we will be able to get the minutes to you at least a week in advance. And the minutes will go to the board members only. So for those, excuse me, my mistake, not to the board members only, but to the council members only. We will email you an electronic copy of the minutes to our council members only. That did not happen this time, but it went out to the board members. So board members, you had opportunities to look over the minutes. Is there any correction to the minutes?
None seen.
So can we get a motion to approve the minutes?
I
Motion
move
to
that we,
approve.
so move, I second.
So moved by who?
Van,
Okay, Van, and who made the second?
oh, it was initiated by
thought-
Noel,
I
moved
thought I
by Van.
moved.
Noel made it and I did second.
Thank you, okay. So there's no discussions. So with not being in discussion, then the minutes are approved. Thank you. Again, I apologize that we're working these glitches out. I promise you in the future, council members, you will receive the electronic copy of the minutes at least a week in advance. And so you'll be able to go over the minutes as well. And I will send you a copy of these minutes. You did not get a copy. So moving to the next item on the agenda is our treasury report. Can
Amen.
you see that, or is the
That's good.
mess?
That's good.
Okay. Ms. Van, can you go over the treasury report, please?
Okay. As of the month of March, you look at income, we had dues of $227.08. As we look at our expense for the month of March, we had our postal rental, our post office box. It cost $204. It went up by $44 and stuff. So I guess that's the cost of the pandemic,
Wow.
whatever's going on, but it went up by $44 compared to what we paid last year. And then we had 125 that was given out. You see the reason why was this, the council helped with the feeding of the teachers at Evans High School. So our total expense for the month of March was $329. If you look, our beginning balance from the last time we met was $3,997. March income was $227.08. Our March expense was $329, leaving us with a operating balance of $3,895.08. If you go down further, you see that we had at the beginning of in our savings account $1,625.27, and we got a whopping 1 cent interest, which give us $1,625.28. We also have another SunTrust saving, an amount of, when it started off in February, in February, was $7,783.24, and we got 6 cents interest. So
Wow.
yeah, big, not that big month. So we got $7,783.30. So when we add it all up between our checking accounts and 2 savings accounts, we have on hand $13,303.66. Are
Thank you, Ms.
there any questions? Somebody got
I don't have any questions, but I'm hearing someone in the background. Please
Yeah.
mute your line, people. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. So I can't see. Can someone tell me who's the, okay, everything is muted. Thank you very much, Ms. Van.
Okay,
Okay, so that's our treasury report. Let's see what's the next item on the agenda.
gotta get it approved,
Yes, ma'am.
President.
Can we get approval of the treasury report? Anybody make a motion?
I move to approve the minutes, the
Second
treasurer's
it.
report.
Second.
Pastor
is the-
Joy. Pastor Joy, second.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All
So
in favor?
there's no question and there's no discussion. The
Okay.
president report, just like Ms. Van just said earlier, there was a reimbursement that was to me $125. That's because the Pine Hills Community Council and the United Foundation of Central Florida partnered up to do a Teachers Appreciation Day at Evans High School. Evans High School is the only high school in this Pine Hills area. And the Pine Hills Community Council is a partner to Evans High School. So we partnered up and gave the teachers a relief day. We ordered over 50 Jason's Deli carry-out boxes because of COVID. We did not want to get into open food or of that nature. So they did an order and we was able to help the teachers relax that day. They played bingo, a great time there. So that's what that $125 went toward, a teacher's appreciation at the Evans High School. Yes, and that's where your money, as when you become a member of the council and you invest and pay your dues, you also invest it into the community and invest into what we do in the community. And this is one of the activities that we have done in the community. Another activity that we did in the community was, I want to share this. Did I do this one? Go back. Evans High School has I didn't do it. Oh, well. Evans High School has a volunteer program with City Year of Orlando. And these are volunteers through AmeriCorps. And they, there's a group of them, and they sit with teachers and they're teachers' aid. And Bettina, myself, and Myra went to the Evans High School and met with these young ladies. They asked us to come in and give information history about the Pine Hills area, so they can have a feel of the students that they're mentoring and teaching. I don't think any of these young ladies that we met lives in the Pine Hills area, so there's great opportunity for us to sit down with them, give them a little history about the Pine Hills community, and learn about who we are and what the council is doing. And in return, for us to learn about who the students are, who these volunteers are that's touching the hands of the students at Evans High School. So that was a good experience of us being there for that occasion. Okay, that's it for me. So keep it on down the agenda. Are there any questions?
No.
No questions. Okay. So we're gonna keep on down the agenda and we're gonna get an update from our partners. I know we said 5 minutes to each, but not all partners will participate. So you can start off at 5 minutes. If you get too long, I'm just gonna wave my hand. But I think we are right on schedule with our meeting. We want to be at this point at a certain time. So I think we are right on schedule. So with our partners here is our Orange County Sheriff Department. Orange County. Captain.
Good
Ian.
evening, everybody. How are you tonight? Ms. Rumpf, how are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well, thank you. We have, I was just typing a message to everybody and I'm still gonna send that when I complete it. We have 2 new special projects deputies joining us tonight at the meeting. They're newly assigned as special project deputies in the Pine Hills area. Their names are Master Deputy Mark Davis and Master Deputy Robert Ricks. And I'll send their names and their email addresses in the chat to everybody. I think you'll find that they will be very helpful for your community concerns moving forward. For those who don't know, Corporal Andrea Demps, well, she is a corporal now. She was promoted. She is still in Pine Hills at this time, but she has other duties. She has a squad to run. Not that
Okay.
she isn't still going to be helpful and of great service to us all, but she's somewhat moving on to greater responsibilities. So again, I'll send that message to you all in the chat here shortly. I'll give you a quick rundown of where we stand year to date for crime. In Pine Hills, we're down 41% overall as compared to last year. That's all crimes. Some significant numbers are we're down 70% on robberies. We're down 47% on residential burglaries, 53% on auto burglaries. To address some of the concerns that I've heard in the last few meetings from you all, there's some significant traffic concerns, particularly in the greater Hiawassee area. In the last month since our last meeting, we've written 143 citations in that area.
Wow.
And 100 of those specifically right in the Hiawassee area. So we're taking those concerns seriously, and I hope that you all are seeing an impact on that, and hopefully the traffic is getting a little more tolerable and more polite, I guess I would say. But that's all I have to speak to you about tonight. I'm happy to hear any questions or concerns that anybody has.
I'm gonna turn over to Dr. Nichols, because she's one of the ones that brought that concern up. She lives out that Hiawassee area. Do you
Okay.
want to give any feedback, Dr. Nichols, about?
Sure, and as I hate to say that I'm excited to hear that the citations are happening, but I'm excited to hear that the citations are happening. It's a continuous concern, and we've had several close incidents where many of us have had the speeders come through and just cause accidents where we've been right there when they've happened. So the continuation, the visibility, the monitors, the speed monitors, whatever we can do to slow them down in this area. Just last night, I heard 2 or 3 of the race cars just zooming down Hiawassee, headed, I guess they were headed at this point northbound towards 408. But it's an I guess, I don't know, but it's a problem.
Yes.
As far as that's happening, and it's continuing. I don't know if they're just using it as a speedway. And I've had that conversation with several people. It's certainly a high risk area because of the number of motorists in this areas and the traffic lights and the Link City buses and the stops and them trying to get around the bus before they run into the back of it. I mean, I've seen several near fatal accidents, I'm sure. But I'm glad to hear that you all are issuing the citations. Please, please, please continue to be visible. It's definitely necessary.
Yes, ma'am. We'll continue to work the area and address the problem. Absolutely.
Now,
I'm sorry, do you do enforcement at night at all when they tend to race?
Yes, so we have actually, we have a racer detail that goes on several nights a week in Orange County. And that detail fluctuates depending on where the racers take us. So typically the biggest problems for those are in our Sector 4 area and industrial area on the south end. But they run countywide, and really where those groups congregate directs where our personnel who are tasked with that detail go. So it could come over to the Hiawassee area. It could go anywhere in Orange County. It goes into Osceola County. It goes all over the place. So wherever they take us is where we go. Yes.
I don't know if people call it in, but like Dr. Nichols said, I hear it every night. I live off of Silver Star Road and I can hear the racing every night.
You can hear it. I call it in. However, the 311 asks a lot of questions and they're trying to narrow down the vicinity of where they are. But again, I mean, they have apparently, I don't know if it's something that they have a group of them probably have it planned, And so they are up and down between Hiawassee and Silver Star and Colonial and Powers. It's just, you can hear the roaring. So
Yeah.
very concerned. And in this area, you see a lot of traffic accidents.
Yep.
Particularly near Colonial and Balboa and in between that, where they're racing down the hill. And it's not just folks that are coming home from work. It's the cars that are planned. It's the cars that sound like lawnmowers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But again, it's an issue, and we hope to have some type of decrease in them in this area because it's very dangerous.
Right. I live 4 blocks off of Silver Star Road and a half a block from Powers. And again,
Yes.
I hear it nightly. And just last night again, we had another huge accident at Powers and Silver Star Road. I mean, these are serious accidents that are happening on our roadways. We have the top crash intersections I think we are one of the hot spots in Orange County, and the speeding is a problem.
So I got a question. I've got a question, Captain Ely. You said you issued 143 cites and 100 citation. So those 100 citation, were they speeding?
I can't break it down to that level. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't break it down to that level without actually going to our traffic office and trying to pull copies
That's
of
fine.
tickets. What I do is we do have a database that collects the number of citations that are issued, and I can do it by geographic area. And
Okay, no problem.
I could tell you that between our traffic enforcement section and our patrol deputies, they've all been tasked to work the greater Hiawassee area. And basically what we've determined is from the 408 north to just north of Silver Star Road to
Yes.
Powers on the east side, and then
Yes.
to go west. And they're really, they're working a lot of that. I mean, 143 citations in a month is significant.
It is.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I understand the frustration. We're not going to catch everybody, but hopefully with some continued pressure, we make it an unattractive area for people to continue to do this kind of activity. And as far as the dangerous intersections and stuff like that, that's a county project and a state project for
Yes, it is.
speed
Thank you.
limits and you know, and lanes and all that stuff. That's outside of my purview, but all I can do is try to make it a very unpopular place for people to act in this manner.
And
Thank you so
definitely
much.
appreciate it. I was going to say also, I wanted to thank, we do have, after calls to the county, there have been 2 monitors put out, speed monitoring units put out on Hiawassee. We're very appreciative of that. And so hopefully that will help curtail some of the speeding that we're seeing and hearing in the area.
We'll continue to work it, and hopefully, you know, with some more time and some more cost to the people who are acting in this manner, personal cost to them, it'll impact the behavior.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Captain. And I want to say hello to Mark. You said Mark is going to be working with you, Mark Davis.
Yes, Mark
Thank you.
Davis.
And the other person is Robert, you said? I know.
Yes, Robert Ricks, Deputy Ricks.
So is he on the call as well?
They should both be on here, yes.
Okay.
I am. Good evening.
Thank you. Okay, good. Thanks for joining us tonight. Look forward to working with you some more. Thank you very much. I see now, Master Deputy. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if there's no further questions, we're gonna move to the next guest. Our Orange County 311, Miss Brandy Davis.
Hello, I'm Brandy Davis, Training Development Coordinator for 311. And I have a PowerPoint if I could share it with you guys.
Yes,
they
see if I
just-
can share-
Okay.
see if I can share the screen with you. What's happening here? Noah, let me take you off share. I'm gonna take you off, stop. 1 second, people. I need to make her co-host. Okay, so I'm gonna stop you from being co-host and make her co-host so she can be able to share her screen. Make co-host. I'm still learning this too. This is working out pretty good. Do you want Brandon to be co-host? Yes, I do. There we go, Brandon. So now you're co-host. You can share your PowerPoint.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to take some time to talk about 311. 311 is a fast and easy way for you to access your local government. We have the ability to receive information and coordinate services, requests for services very quickly. So if anyone's familiar with 311, you know that we can assist with animal service related issues, code enforcement complaints, issues and concerns about traffic devices, road maintenance, sidewalk repair. We also handle mosquito control and a lot of other services we handle. But I really wanted to take the time to talk about our 311 smartphone app. This is a free app and it can be downloaded at your Apple Store or at your Android Play Store. And so this is what the app's home screen looks like. So on the screen, you have many options. And so reporting issues is fairly easy using this app. You even have the option to be anonymous by selecting the My Info on the app's home screen and changing your status to anonymous by just simply selecting that option here. And I know that's huge to a lot of people that we service. They want the ability to be anonymous. So you can do that using the app. So now for my favorite part, I'm going to just quickly show you how easy it is and fast to submit a report. So we're just going to walk through the process. So first, we're going to select the new report option. Once you select the new report option, you'll have a list of categories to choose from. So you want to select the category that is most appropriate to what it is you're trying to report.
And this is new, right? This is new.
Well, it's been a while. It's been a while for a while, but it's like one of Orange County's best kept secrets. So we're trying to like advertise and get the word out there.
Okay, okay.
So on this list, if you do not see what it is you're looking for, you can just select other. And that's like a catch-all for everything. But for this particular example, we're going to use the category junk vehicles. So we're going to report a junk vehicle. So now it's time to enter details. So on this screen, what you'll do is you have the option of uploading an existing picture, or you can literally just take the picture and upload it right from the screen. You can also enter the location of your incident. And if you're not even sure where that is, we have a feature where you can drag and drop and locate it. And then you type a brief description of what it is that you're trying to report. All right, so if you were to select the location option, this is what it looks like. It pretty much hones in on where you are currently located. So you have to remember, if you move from that location, you want to kind of take that pin drop, press it and hold it and drag it and drop it to where it is you want it to be so you can capture the correct address. The address will auto-populate in the app, as you can see there. And so on this screen, before submitting, you just want to make sure that you have uploaded a picture, which is optional, that you have that incident address, which is there, and that you type in your description. If everything looks good to you, you simply select the submit option and you submit your request. And once you submit your request, you'll get a report number that you can call us back and check the status on. Or you can use the app to check the status by selecting My Reports. And if once you choose that option, it'll give you a list of all of the reports that you submitted using the app. And when you click on the one that you're looking for, they'll show you what the status is. This current one says open. So if you're not into apps and that's not the way you want to communicate to 311, you can also speak to a 311 specialist Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're also open on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on our website, if you visit our website, we have a chat service where you can chat with the live 311 representative Monday through Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's basically all the information I had to share. And if time is available, I can answer questions.
Yes, I'm gonna start first. So
Okay.
we're gonna stop sharing. How do we stop sharing, Brandy?
I'm going to, did that do anything? Let's see, let me.
What to
Choose
your
this.
desktop?
let
So
me ch-
my question is, I noticed with the 311 app now that when I go on 311 and I make my report, I receive an email back from them saying that my report is submitted. Is that a new feature?
It depends on the way that you contacted us. So which way did you contact us?
Using the app, the 311 app.
Yeah. So if you use your email address, then you will receive an email message saying that with that information. On that email, you should also have your activity number or report number that you can use to reference your report.
Okay, then. And then one other comment, if anyone else want to comment, but one other comment, Brandy, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. One other comment about the location. What is the other option other than grabbing that pen and drop? Because that's the hardest thing to do.
That's something that we're working on.
Thank you.
Currently, unfortunately, that's the only option at this current time. But I will go back and share that with our IT team and let them know, because a lot of people have that same issue with the dragging and the dropping.
And that's a discouragement from using that app, because unless I'm there at that site, then I'm at their location.
Right.
But if I'm at home and I want to report something that's 5 miles from where I am, to grab that little pen and navigate it through that little map.
Right.
That's okay. So please share that with your technical team that has to be
I
a better
will.
way of doing this.
Yeah. Another option that you can use is you cannot worry about the drag and drop and just type the incident address in the description along with your complaint. And then we triage those complaints as we receive them. So we can, if you tell us what the address is, we can replace the address with the correct one and take care of it on our end.
Thank
But
you
we'll
very
work on
much.
changing that.
Now, I didn't think about that. Thank you very much. Does anyone else have any questions for Brandy?
Yes,
Yeah, I have a
yes, I do.
question.
Yes, I do.
Okay, wait a minute. So I saw Ms. Rosalind hand up, and then I see Kim, and then Dr. Richburg and Noah. Okay, so Rosalind, Kim, Dr. Richburg, and Noah Martin. Okay, Rosalind.
Okay, I use the app, but yes, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Not anymore because she's on mute now. She just muted herself.
Okay, what about now?
Yes.
Okay, I use the app on the computer. It's much easier to use it there. Now, when I use the phone, I have a problem even uploading the pictures. It's difficult to upload the pictures on the phone.
Sorry about that.
So is there a fix for that?
I will let our IT team know that some of our customers are experiencing issues uploading the pictures on the phone. So I will let them know that as well. We recently had a new update with the app, so you definitely want to make sure that you're using like the most current version of the app. And so that new update came out a couple weeks ago. So I would definitely check just to make sure there's not an update for the app.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kim.
Okay.
Kim.
Thank you.
Did Kim have a question? No.
Hi,
Dr.
good
Richard.
evening. Yes. So, hello.
Hey,
So
Kim.
I just wanted quick maybe a suggestion, or maybe this is already in place. So I am a realtor, and I find a lot of times, and I own property in Pine Hills as well. So a lot of times when I'm there, I am constantly calling up 311, reporting things that I'm seeing, a lot of trash pickup throughout the community. I was just wondering if there is any outreach where the county reaches out or connects with like local property managers, apartment communities, the Realtor Association to let them know, hey, this app is available. If you guys see things, you know, reach out to us. I think that would help tremendously. So
Very
I don't
good
know if you guys
suggestion.
had something like that in place.
We do not, and I truly appreciate the suggestion because because you're right. A lot of times when we go out to speak to the public, it's the first time they hear about our services or ways to contact us. So marketing and getting the word out there to the community has been, something that has been one of our challenges. But I like, what you said, and I like what you said and how to reach out to the community, Ms. Kim, and I'm going to take that back and try to work with those different communities and real estate agents to get those options out there. Because we do have these little brochures that we could distribute so that when you do have someone that's buying a new home, you could just kind of like throw that little brochure in there. So thank you. That's definitely something we're going to work towards.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that suggestion, Kim. A very good suggestion.
Very
Good feedback. And I think it was Dr. Richburg and then Noah and then Dr. Nichols. Dr. Richburg.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So
What I am well, I have some property over there in the Pine Hills area. And so I'm concerned about, and not only the Pine Hills, but also in the Rosemont area, I've been seeing, seems apparently it's more prostitutes and panhandlers out there. So do we call 311 for that? That's one of my questions. And also, I know that there's a guy that's buying some property around my rental property. And apparently he's putting a whole bunch of pedophiles on the Pine Hills, on that whole strip that move into those properties over there. Do we contact you for that as well?
Well, 311, even if we cannot provide the answer, even if we cannot provide the service, and so what you're speaking with, we would not provide that service. However, we do provide, or we do the research, and we will provide you the contact number so that you can reach out to those other agencies to report those incidents.
And Dr. Nichols, you're right. That's a growing concern. That's a different conversation. And you and I we'll talk about that because Pine Hills is getting too much of their share of, we're getting our share of, too much of our share of sex offenders, housing, and transit housing. We're getting more of our share of the pedophiles, sex offender houses too. That's a conversation that we really need to address. Thank you for bringing that up. Dr. Nichols, I'm gonna come to you, but someone online asked a question. It says, my phone was kept alerting me and I did not have it with me. So that's why I took a moment to step away to get the phone. And someone online asked a question, says, what's the estimated time of response to code enforcement issue?
So the code enforcement issues, it really depends on the code enforcement officer's workload and how many complaints they have. I'm not in code enforcement, so I really don't want to speak to their estimated arrival time. So sorry about that.
Thank you. So we would address that with code enforcement. We'll bring them on board again, but that's a good question, Sherry Philpott. Thank you very much.
Can I make a quick comment about that?
Who is that?
This is Lorenzo. We are partners. We have business partners. 311 has many business partners, and we comply with the protocol that's provided by our business partners. Someone earlier said that we ask a lot of questions, but these questions have been provided to us so that the people responding can make an efficient response. They need to know where it's happening and what's happening. For a traffic signal, they need to know the direction and those kinds of things. So, but code enforcement, they've changed their name to code compliance. They're trying a friendly, gentler approach, but they do endeavor to work as partners with the community. They don't have enough officers to do everything. So they really appreciate the citizens using this app because they can't observe everything, but they do their best to respond as quickly as possible.
Okay, thank you, Lorenzo. So tell us who you are again, please.
I'm Lorenzo Williams, and Brandy and I work together at 311.
Oh, so you're the other person I was texting.
Yes.
Not texting, but emailing. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Okay, thank you very much. We had Noah, then Dr. Nichols. Noah Martin.
Yes, quick question. I'm not sure if this is a 311 issue, But I live in Country Run, and we have some wide roads where people are allowed to park on the, assigned, just designated areas. But I've been here 3 years now, and I've seen a whole bunch of big rigs that park along the Country Run way. In fact, I called 311 a couple of times. Am I calling it wrong for 311, or should I be calling the Orange County Sheriff Office or what? Because I've never seen where I called and the trucks are moved. In fact, on my street here, the guy parked 2 doors up, and almost every morning he comes out and cranks the truck up, run it for a while, and then I call and say, hey, the truck is here still, and nothing happens. I use the app. In fact, I removed the app or the protest because it was ineffective for what I want to have done.
We coordinate with the Orange County Sheriff's Office and code compliance to navigate those complaints about the big rigs. So yes, you can contact 311 to report those issues, as well as the Sheriff's Department as well.
Yeah.
But one of the things, with the vehicles, they want to know like the date that the vehicle is there and the time.
Yeah.
Because
well, I take a picture right there on the spot using the app and send it in, and nothing happens.
Because I guess what ends up happening is when they go out there, the trucks are gone. So it's something that they definitely have to witness in order for them to provide some type of citation.
Yeah, but when they sit
You'll
for
go
a
ahead
week-
and give
when
me
they
that
sit for a-
location.
When they sit for a week, I mean, the guy was sitting right here 2 doors up from my house for a week, and I complained a couple of times.
I
If
believe
you'll
the
go ahead and
Sheriff's
give me
Department
that
asked for-
location, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
The sheriff is going to help you right now.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
There you
All
go.
right, so I live in Country Run, which is off Popcorn Island, and the main road, Country Run Boulevard or Parkway. They just park on there. They also park on Dressage, which is another entrance, and there are also some people they have their businesses, so they park like the construction trailers there. In fact, one of them on Country Run and Beagle, I could see where there was an accident where someone ran in the back of that trailer that is parked there for the longest while.
No,
Okay.
can you text that info, put that in the chat, those addresses in the chat, please?
Okay. I should have had Beverly on.
And the sheriff department wants to come in and comment? Is that
Well,
it?
in addition to the parking, I'll go ahead and add in a little bit on that real quick. The county ordinance for the parking violations has been modified since November. It's recently taken effect to where commercial vehicles that are being parked on the roadway have an extremely high fine. So it's a very strong deterrence right now. And it's certainly opened up the avenues for us to address the trailers and other construction equipment that's being left on the roadway. So the sheriff's office, when it comes to anything traffic related, we do have our traffic unit that also houses our parking unit as well. So a lot of times we'll file our complaint through them. But of course, since this is our area, we'll go ahead and take a look at it and I'll see how I can step in and help.
Thank you very much. Dr. Nichols, you've been patient.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I basically had it's a question for the 311 folks that we have online, and thank you for being here and answering our questions, particularly with the types of calls that are coming in. I'm an avid phone user, iPhone, and I constantly take pictures and send them into 311, and I use the anonymous feature. Is there any way for us to have like data related to the type of incident reports that are coming in, categorized, and then the actual response time for those to be investigated to the point where they are resolved? So that for me, because I see the same thing over and over again, and particularly for the large Highland Lakes Plaza, I'm constantly taking pictures of that location because it's awful. It looks bad for our community, and the litter particularly is what I'm referring to. And I've actually reached out to the property manager and took pictures and sent them to them. So I don't want to be harassing. However, I want it to be addressed because it is a nuisance, and that is that's one of the ordinances in the codes that we can enforce. However, I'm not a code enforcer, so I take the pictures and I send them in. However, I see no resolve whatsoever. The trash is still there and it's building up. And it's been time after time and again that I've sent the 311s in with the pictures, and I have not seen any difference. So my question is, and I say that to say I'm a data-driven person related to decisions, and I use that information to help inform. So is there any way that we can see the types of incidents that are coming in for our area, particularly businesses? How are they categorized? And then how many complaints are they getting? Because it's constant with some of the businesses in our area.
Yeah, we have that data. Well, on the 311 side, I mean, we only have the data that is received when someone contacts us directly. But to get like a full, I mean, we can tell you on the 311 side how many people contact us about issues in your zip code based on category. So we can definitely provide you that information.
That'd
for
be great.
The full picture, code enforcement could provide you with all of the calls that come in, including ones that they self-observe or assigned internally, because we wouldn't have access to that. They can provide you that big scope picture as well as what the complaint was and what resolution, what was the outcome when the officer went out there and investigated. They can provide a bigger picture than what we can.
I just think that'll be helpful. And I'm looking at my Madam Patricia Rump. It's something that, and for the anti-litter and beautification, that would be helpful as we work with our residents and community leaders. That would be helpful for us to kind of know, particularly where we can use our Adopt a Road, our resources. So if I can get that information, if you can let me know in the chat, that would be great. Whom to contact and telephone number.
Miss Patricia, she has the information. It's Jason Reynolds with Code Compliance. So, you know, he could provide you that information. And that information, like you said, is very helpful.
With the code compliance, but then Brandy, you mentioned earlier that you're going to get back with us with a couple of things, and also you could be able to provide the data that Dr. Nichols is asking along the 311 calls. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I can only do it from the 301 point of view. My information, I can tell you like the day we receive it, the location, the category, and what the complaint is, but I wouldn't be able to provide the resolution because that's taken once the code compliance officer goes out there and does an investigation. I got you. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, as long as we have something, we need to know the resolve. So when a complaint or an incident report comes in, we want to know, has it been resolved, and the timeline, how long is it taking, estimated time for completion, etc. And I know that it's a process and there are procedures and many different hands that need to be involved in that. However, there has to be a tracking system. And that's what we're asking for, that type of data.
I'm gonna take this last question from a Facebook viewer, and then we're gonna move on to the next question. Thank you very much. This Facebook viewer says, what can be done to stop the vehicles from going through the neighborhood, blasting their music loudly? Is that a 311 call? Is that a Deputy Mark Davis call?
I believe it's a Sheriff's Department call.
Okay, Sheriff's Department. Deputy Mark Davis, are you still there?
Yes, I'll go ahead and step in on this. Unfortunately, several years ago, the state statute that had addressed loud music in cars that are driving down the road has been rescinded. It was actually described as being too vague. So as it stands right now, the Florida legislature has not readdressed this. And therefore, at this time, we do not have any law that we can apply to it that addresses cars with loud music driving down the roadway.
Thank you for addressing our Facebook viewers. Thank you, Brandy, and thank you, Lorenzo, for coming out tonight. We look forward to some of these resolutions, getting the data. Now, as far as getting the data back, will you get it back to me so I can pass it on to Dr. Nichols? How would that work? About the 311 calls and the Dr. Nichols asked, Brandy, would you be getting that data back to me, or with Lorenzo? How would that work?
I will assist Brandy in getting the data back to you. I noticed that the doctor said she submitted some activities anonymously. So if she could provide a scope of the range of the data, if she had provided contact information and we would send that information to her, she would get a notification to an email or phone number, well, actually it's an email, but if she would give us the description of the area that she wants the data on, and we'll gladly get that to you. Just send that to Brandy or myself, and we'll make sure that we get it back to you quickly.
Yep, I'll send you lots of pictures.
All right.
You've been very helpful. Thank you very much. Been very helpful. Moving right along the agenda, the next person on the agenda is Pine Hills NID. Sam Weekly won't be here tonight, but we got Jeff on the line. Jeff, you want to take a quick minute to give us any kind of update?
Yep.
Are you just here to? Thank you, Jeff.
So the Pine Hills Transfer Center, as you guys know, the long time coming, is in permitting as we speak. So we've got 90% plans in with permitting. As soon as we get 90% plan comments back, we'll go to 100%. That should take us, we're looking over the next 30 to 45 days, we'll have all the permit comments addressed. We've already got approval from the board of directors to go out to bid. Sorry. First, I'm going to start coughing as soon as I start talking.
Start talking.
So that project, a long time coming, will be out on the street within the next month or 2 months here as well. So,
and for those that tuning in Jeff, but for those that tuning in for the first time, tell them what you're talking about, please.
Okay, so, and I apologize for those who don't know, Pine Hills Transfer Center, Lynx bought about 2.5, almost 3 years ago. The property behind, I think it's the Chevron station over at Belco Road. So between the Chevron and
El Presidente, they would know.
Yeah, behind El Presidente.
Yes.
So just south of, we did not buy the Urban League building, but we bought the big open property there. So Lynx has got the ability to, well, Lynx has put in an 8-bay transfer center, a parking lot, a building that will house drivers' restrooms, customer service, security, and then we've got the ability to eventually either to work with a developer if they want to come in, because we got the ability to go up to 50,000 square foot on the property. So our current budget on it's just over $8 million is what we're looking at. So be on the lookout for that. We will also be rebuilding Belco Drive completely. And the one thing that will make a lot of people happy, I don't know if you've ever come south on Belco Drive to Silver Star and been a pedestrian. I have. And there's no light there. We will actually be putting a light in. So it'll be a fully signalized access point.
Okay.
We were able to get DOT to agree to that. So separate from the Pine Hills Transfer Center, one of the things you may see is some shelters in various stages of repainting. We started doing that with a few of the shelters, the 2 over at Evans High School. So if you see stuff, shelters missing seats, missing roofs, and that kind of stuff, we've been working with the NID on those. There's also 3 or 4 of them over at Silver Star and Hiawassee that we're doing. Next year's budget, 2022 fiscal year, I put in the budget to redo the rest of the corridor. We're also looking at about 6 or 7 more sites to potentially, if budget allows, to put in some new shelters on the west end. This year's budget, we were able to accommodate, I think Commissioner Suplin's office is still on here, Rose Nancy. Yep. There was a question about potentially putting shelters at Powers Drive and what used to be, I forgot what that automotive place is with all the murals on the wall that's now the mosquito control.
The TRS.
TRS, thank you, Rose Nancy. So we are looking at, we were able to accommodate in this year's budget the ability to put in a shelter there as well. The other thing we're doing as well is we're going to be accommodating on that Pine Hills project, the Pine Hills Transfer Centers. We're going to be accommodating the Pine Hills Trail extension as well, because the county is getting ready to kick off their end of the Pine Hills Trail. So that will be essentially the missing link between the two. And I know one question Bertina may have, so I'll head her off at the pass. We have reached back out to the county and Duke to make sure they're talking. They've got our plans for the lighting that's going to go on Belco Drive. The only thing Lynx isn't doing on Belco is the street lighting for the roadway. We're providing all the lighting for our project.
Is Duke is supplying streetlights, or the county is?
They're working together to negotiate their agreement. So we've
So
provided
that's what
them.
there will be lights on the, there will be lights along the streets?
Yep. So like I said, the
Excellent.
provision in our project was just to provide lighting that we needed for our project. And then Duke and Orange County are working through, the person that was working through it with the Orange County just got back from maternity leave 2 weeks ago. So
Is that an MSTU? But that Lynx have to be paying part of that?
we have not been told, but if we do, we will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank
And I
you very
wanted to
much.
encourage, I know you mentioned the NID as well, is if you guys have got concerns about the businesses along Silver Star from Hiawassee to Pine Hills Road and on Pine Hills Road from Silver Star all the way down to Colonial Drive, business-wise, let Sam know at the NID. He's great to work with. He actually used to work for Link, so we were sorry to see him leave, but glad that he landed someplace that I can that we can work with him still. So he's a very good resource. And if you all ever have questions, not to dissuade you from calling 311, call them by all means. But if you got questions links wise, anytime stop wise, as I always say, Patricia's got my contact info, and if people here on the call, I'll give you both numbers. And my
Good, thank
email
you.
is jreine@golinks.com, and that's GOLYNX.com. And then I'll give you my work cell phone number. We're essentially working remotely until they tell us otherwise. But it's 407-252-2094. While I primarily do capital projects and all that kind of stuff, if there's ever a thing, if you ever have a question on a bus stop, just let us know where it's located. We pick up trash twice a week. If you ever have questions about a bus, the biggest thing we need on the bus, if you can get it to us, give me the color of the bus. If you're behind the bus, there's usually a route number on a big digital sign there, and usually there's a bus number on the upper left-hand corner. If you can get us that, in the worst case, if you could just tell me, I'm on Silver Star Road, it's 12:02, it's a blue bus at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll try and figure it out. And it's not to dissuade you from, because anytime if anybody calls me with complaints or anything like that, I log them into our system as well. But the one thing you can always do is call customer service as well. And they will log it into the system as well. So back to the questions that folks had about tracking, because we do track those. And we're actually required to, it will actually nag the daylights out of us, our system, until we respond. And if we don't respond, it gets elevated to, well, I don't have a boss.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff,
I'm
I have
actually
a
one
question.
question. Hold on, Bettina. Someone else had a question inside the chat. I'm sorry. So let me do this question inside the chat, Bettina, and then I'll do your question, and then we're gonna move on to the next item. So the question inside the chat was about bus signage, Jeff.
Not sure what Ken's question might be.
They just
on
said bus signage. Are there gonna be some new signs going up, or is there?
I'm not sure what Ken's question is for bus signage. Because at the
Neat,
transfer
okay.
center, they've just got a monument sign is what they're planning on right now.
Jeff, the
Okay.
point I was trying to make is, are we gonna have signs when the buses come in, times, schedules, things like that?
Oh, yeah. So, and that's a great question, Ken. So in terms of the amenities at the transfer center, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to neglect that. So we're gonna have actually a few things. We're gonna have overflow parking that we're gonna share with the Urban League. There'll be an open space for events, a grassy area. And then to Ken's question, underneath the canopies, they'll all have CCTV cameras tied back into links being monitored there from a security standpoint. And then the other thing that we will have as well is every one of the bays will have one, if not two, real-time information signs that will tell you when the bus is coming and everything else. And I encourage people too to download Lynx has got 2 apps out there. We've got one that will tell you when the buses are coming. And then we've also got the Paw Pass, where you can actually pay for it. Actually, there's 3 apps where you can actually pay for all of your fares digitally. And then you guys have got the benefit also of something called a neighbor link, basically from Hiawassee to Pine Hills and Silver Star to 50, that will literally pick you up at your front door, take you anywhere within that service area. And it actually has got an app just like Uber and Lyft. So, and if you've got folks that are disabled
Bettina?
or what, yeah.
I have I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Bertina.
I've noticed that a number of bus stops along Silver Star Road, we have a proliferation again of shopping carts. Do we do that with 311, or do you have somebody coming for if they've piled them up at your bus stops?
Let me know
Who
the
takes
stops.
them? Who picks them up?
Let me know, send me an email with the stops when you can, and I'll get our guys to go out and, because what they can do is that a lot of the only problem we have is we have to schedule our flatbed truck to be able to do it, because it's used for about 20 different things. But
Right.
send me an email with the locations, and we can address it. And if we can't pick them up, my guys have no shame. They have no problem going into a business and tell them to get their crap in gear.
Oh,
But
very
even
good.
even copy Sam on it as well.
Very good.
I mean,
And
so,
this is
Will do.
yeah, send it
This
to me
is-
and Sam and I'll figure out a way to address that.
Jeff,
All
this is
right,
the last
thank you.
question.
Yeah.
This is the last question, and I've got to address the Facebook followers because I want them to continue to follow us.
Oh,
So
sure.
this last question is, she said, maybe I missed something. What is the proposed finish date for this project, Jeff?
The Pine Hills Transfer Center will be 12 months from the start of construction. So if we start in mid to late summer, based on what we're looking at schedule wise, it'll be 12 months from start of construction to finish of construction is what we're estimating.
So if we start in the summer 2021, if we start summer 2021, 12 months from there, it'd be the summer of 2022.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, people, for engaging. Thank you. Our time has really gotten away from us. It's 7:30, people, and we got other items on the agenda. But I've got our Congresswoman Val Demings representative here. I've got to let her get in and speak before we move down the agenda. Peggy, please.
Thank you so much, Patricia. Good evening, everyone. My name is Peggy Gustav. I am so happy to connect with everyone as one of the Congresswoman's district outreach coordinators. First and foremost, I hope everyone was able to join the Congresswoman during her Dr. Fauci town hall, where she had Dr. Anthony Fauci and other experts talking about vaccine distributions. Now, if anyone didn't catch that, it's still available on her Facebook page, or you can always feel free to call our office, her district office, at 321-388-9808. But the main reason I really wanted to come on here is because our office has received a number of calls from our seniors, and those on SSI, retirement benefits, disability benefits that have not yet gotten their third stimulus check of the $1,400. Well, I can tell you the IRS is finally going to be getting those out to our seniors starting tomorrow. So hopefully people will see that in their direct deposited into their bank accounts or via mail. Keeping in mind, this is going to be a continuous process and they need to check back every Wednesday. Now, if you should not get your stimulus check, I would say by the end of the month, please feel free to contact our office because we can always contact the IRS, see what's going on. If there's a special issue that's holding it up, many people have moved, so that can sometimes cause an issue. So we are here to serve you and the Pine Hills community. And thank you so much for allowing me to just make that brief statement. But I also wanted to encourage everyone to go on the Congresswoman's webpage at demings.house.gov, sign up for her newsletter so she can tell you about upcoming town halls, tell you about what's going on in DC, and just for you to be kept abreast of what's going on. So thank you so much.
Thank you for wanting to do that. Thank you for being with us tonight. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna go back to the agenda and move forward. The next person on the agenda is gonna be the Pine Hill Safe Neighborhood. Ms. Rosalind, you got your 5 minutes.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. For people who don't know me, I am the Pine Hill Safe Neighborhood Partnership President, and we focus on safety and beautification in a nutshell. What I want to talk about tonight is our upcoming Pine Hills Day Parade. I'm not sure if all of you know that we were able to have the mayor proclaim December 21st as Pine Hills Reestablishment Day. And what we are doing is that we are trying to have a parade or some activity on the Saturday closest to December 12th. We are asking all of you to join with us, to help us. We plan to have a parade down the Pine Hills Trail. We are hoping that businesses, schools, law enforcement, everybody would take part. In fact, I have drafted out letters to send to the schools to ask for their support and to join us. I understand that I have to have a request a sunshine meeting with Commissioners Moore and Siplin, and I'll be doing that this week. If anybody knows any other establishments who we can contact, we want this to be as successful as possible, and we cannot have success if we don't have participation. This is not a Pine Hill Safe Neighborhood Network baby. It's all of us. We want. I know we are partners with Pine Hills Community Council, and we want everybody to join us and help us, and whatever suggestions you have, whatever you can do to help us, please. December is going to be here very soon, and we have a lot of planning to do, a lot of things to do. So please join us and help us.
What's that date again, please?
Short.
What is that date
Well,
again?
I contacted December 12th, but December 12th.
It would be
But the
11th of
closest
December.
date, the closest Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, Ken, just now. The closest date Saturday we have is December 11th. I reached out to Ken Kyle from Barnett Park today, and I'm waiting for a response for him to be sure that that day is okay. Is okay. And we want to have the food trucks and contact the Caribbean community, the Haitian community, everybody. We need everybody's input. And shoot, Patricia has my information, my phone number, my email. Please join with us so we can make this a success, so we can showcase Pine Hills.
Thank you very much, Roslyn. Thank you.
That's
Thank
all I
you.
have.
Thank you.
Let me
Moving on
add
to
one
the-
thing. The
Okay,
parade
Ken.
itself will be a minimum of 1/2 hour and a maximum of 1 hour. And those who are participating in the parade, the only resource you need is a banner and 2 people to carry it. That's it.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Ken,
Thank you very
Ken,
much.
I'm not putting, Patricia, going back to what Ken said, I am not putting a limit. We don't know yet. It depends on how much people we have. We cannot say the parade is an hour or half an hour. We have to get input, and we have to see all who are participating. Because with the schools, if we can get the Evans Band, if you can get Robinswood Band, we don't know
Okay.
as yet. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you too very much. And this is our Pine Hill Safe Neighborhood. They meet the second 2 Thursdays of each month. So they will be meeting this Thursday. Rosalind, or Ken, if you want to put information in the chat of how they could contact you so they could be a part of your meeting on this Thursday, put that information in the chat for them, please. We're gonna move on now. We're gonna move on through our agenda because I want to get to some very other committees. We're gonna do Evans. Evans is not here with us today, but I think Sandra Fatman is gonna do her 5 minutes presentation for Evans High School.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Let's start off with Trojan Service Week, which will be the week of April 26th. And there are several committees that are doing several different outreach and assignments, from sending out cards to recognizing Trojans that have been there, to random acts of kindness, which we're doing as well through the United Foundation of Central Florida and our young people with Robbinswood Middle School. We're doing care packages and handing them out to our young people. The Pine Hills Community Council is incorporating Earth Day, even though it's outside of April 24th. We have the Robbinswood Partnership, which I mentioned, and here on the screen you will see the flyer of all of us that are participating in the Trojan Service Week, and it's hashtag Trojans Do Good. I would also like to talk about the graduation, which is coming up on May 27th. It's actually in person at the Amway, 8:30 in the morning. Yes, that's so exciting this year, because last year they're still mulling over not having a graduation, but it was done virtually. The last day of school for our IB students at Evans High School, believe it or not, is the end of this month, which is April 30th. And the last official day of school is May 13th. So I say all of that to say, because I'm going to pull all of my reports together. I say all of that to say that some of the things that we are working on will have to go into the summer, because we're probably 3 weeks away to come into the end of school, right? And officially another 4 or 5 weeks away. And with exams and everything else, we're trying to pull everything that we have to do together for our young people, as well as do graduation. So definitely the Education Committee, with that in mind, will definitely hear from me. I didn't reach out before because of these dates that are so close by, April 30th, but we're also looking for a location to do something. And I think that location will take into consideration what United Foundation of Central Florida is doing. So I am going to get back to everyone in terms of the Education Committee and what we're doing. We're looking to host SAT, ACT over the summer for our young people at our location. So there's a lot of information to come. Let me also take the opportunity to quickly pull in the MLK initiative, if you don't mind, Madam President, so I can just run it through and you don't have to hear from me again for the evening, if you don't mind. All right, the Orange County MLK initiative, if this is your first time hearing about it, is comprised of various local community partners and stakeholders from the private, public, and nonprofit sectors appointed by Mayor Demmons. The group's primary focus is to commemorate Dr. King's lifelong commitment to civil rights, nonviolence, and justice for all. Through inclusiveness and collaboration, this initiative will commemorate his work and legacy for years to come. So with that being said, this Thursday, April 8th at 1:30 p.m., we will meet to collaborate on what we will do for the month of April and May going forward. I do know that I was reached out today by the co-chair, and Ms. Rhonda, that they're looking at our food drive for the month of April, not the 8th, because that's the day of our meeting, but the 22nd, to do a collaboration under the MLK initiative.
Very good.
I hope that was not too much for everyone to grasp, but I am considering time, and I just wanted to get it all in. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you gained some information from it.
And if you didn't get it all in tonight, it's Facebook Live. Go back to our Facebook page and listen to this video again. Thank you so much, Ms. Fatmi Hall, for
you're welcome.
Those committees. I do want to get to our other committee. One person on Facebook says that she can help with the school communication committee. So we will contact, I know who this person is, Ms. Philpott. She says she can help with the school education committee. So we will be in contact with her. Dr. Nichols know how to get in contact with her as well. So thank you so much. Okay. Speaking of Dr. Nichols, we're gonna bring her up for our anti-litter beautification committee. And thank you very much. Dr. Nichols, you on?
Yes, absolutely. And for the sake of time, I'm going to go through these at a very high level. And hopefully we can post some of the other items that are on here for the anti-litter and beautification on our site, pinehillsinfo.com, and they can be reviewed at a later time. Basically, we wanted to just cover Earth Day again. We have been kind of pondering what we can do to sum up Earth Day this year in our Pine Hills community, and hopefully get more hands involved all over our zip codes in this area. So we're looking at joining the global coalition for Earth Day, and we're calling it 2021 Community Earth Day Cleanup Coalition. And we're looking at Saturday, April 24th from 8:30 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. This is not written in stone yet, but we're hopefully going to have some flyers available after we finalize some of the timelines and particulars as to who wants to join us in the area on this cleanup. So we want to make it more global, regardless of where we are in our Pine Hills community and our neighborhoods, and not having to come to one particular corridor and clean up. If you're on Pine Hills Road, or if you're on Hiawassee, if you're on Balboa, if you're on Apopka Island and you're within our area, then we want to engage any of the communities in the actual cleanup and making it more of a unified alliance, if you will, that will be cleaning up at the same time within the time frame, and then celebrating Earth Day and spreading the word about the climate and Earth Day projects that are going on globally. The other thing that I wanted to cover is the Adopt a Road community cleanups. Those have been going really well, and we've had pretty good turnout. So we're hoping to, the 24th Earth Day cleanup, have more individuals involved, and they'll have an opportunity to sign up on our website once we look at particulars and how to get more folks involved in those activities, and also our students as well. So we're looking at that, and hopefully have some additional information for you later on, before the 24th, of course. Our yard of the months are going really well, and folks are really excited about that. We had the opportunity in my neighborhood, one of the residents had the yard of the month, and the actual, one of the other neighbors mentioned, he's like, I'm cutting down my trees now and trimming my grass and edging because I want that yard of the month sign. So it's a competition now in my neighborhood, which is fantastic. So hopefully we're encouraging and spreading the word about the yard of the month and getting folks to really look at their neighborhoods and their streets and help each other to increase the beautification and anti-litter in the area. So the more we're out there and educating, the word is getting around, and we hope to start spotlighting and displaying some of those homes on our website as well in the very near future. So with that, the last thing that I had, and we pretty much covered it with the code enforcement side, we've talked a lot about 311 tonight and how to contact either that department, and hopefully we'll have some data soon that will help us to look at the codes and ordinances that we're seeing with the litter. I mean, there's so many sections related to littering being prohibited in our area. We just need to know how we can enforce, and then see what is happening in our community related to how it's being enforced and the resolutions happening.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much for chairing that committee for us, the Beautification Anti-Litter Committee. And back to your statement you said earlier, this yard of the month is catching on. This gentleman that I placed a sign in his yard yesterday, he's located in Normandy Shores, and his home came recommended from a Facebook follower. And the Facebook follower has saw your neighbors on Facebook and gave me this address. So when I went to place the sign in his yard, he said, I saw the other sign off of Pine Hills Road. So he has saw another neighbor sign that someone else had recommended to get a sign. So when I took it to him, he was so gracious. He gave me some tips on how high to keep the grass, 3.5 inches high, and what shrubs to put out there that could take the winter weather. So it is catching on. Again, if you know a neighbor or if you want your yard to be recognized as Yard of the Month, send information to us at info@pinehills.info. We will be happy to check you out and recognize your yard as Yard of the Month and moving toward keeping our neighborhood clean. I love it. I love it. I love it. Our time is winding down. Yes, ma'am. Our time is winding down, but I've got to give our local leaders on this call an opportunity to address us and to say something if they need to. I saw Commissioner Sipling here, Ms. Rose Nancy.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to say hello. I hope you are receiving Commissioner Sipling's newsletters via email or are able to view it on her Facebook page. And just this past few days ago, when was that, Patricia? The groundbreaking of the Hawthorne Park on Wednesday, last Wednesday. Yes. Hawthorne Park, there was a groundbreaking of, that is the senior housing facility that's going to go up on Silver Star and Pine Hills Road. And that is a construction project timeline of 11 months. So once that goes up around the summer, we're going to begin to see June of this year, we'll begin seeing construction of our gateway feature at the corridor of Pine Hills and Silver Star as well. And later this year, we'll begin the start of construction for our Pine Hills Road pedestrian safety improvements. So lots of updates coming up for Pine Hills. We are excited. Commissioner Sipling only has one more year left. Next year will be our final term. So it's a good thing that we're seeing the start of a lot of these projects that we've been talking about for years now. So that's it for this evening. Stay tuned to our Facebook page and stay connected with us via email or subscribe to the newsletter or like the Facebook page. Thank you.
And here's a picture of what Rose Nancy was talking about at the groundbreaking. This is Commissioner Sipling and Mayor Demmons, and this Mr. Jonathan Wolf. He is the CEO and the founder of Wendover, who is building this Hawthorne Park senior citizen affordable housing. This was the groundbreaking ceremony. It was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very nice ceremony. Are there people that can communicate on? Oh, okay, that's a different question. Thank you so much, Ms. Rose Nancy, for giving an update. Is there any other elected official on the line that want to give an update for, because our time is winding down, but I promised our clerk of the court, I would make this announcement about legal matters. They're having a virtual webinar tomorrow. No, it's Thursday, the 8th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's talking about probate process, a legal and judiciary perspective, and also estate planning efforts. So that's what your legal matters with our clerk of the court, Tiffany Russell. That's Thursday. Contact the office or go on their Facebook page or the website and find out more information about the event that's happening Thursday. Ms. Landry, do you want to say anything about the tax collector before we move on? Because I don't want to keep you past 8 o'clock, but
No,
Ms. Strobel,
we don't have any special announcements, just if you aren't using our system that is actually in real time to schedule your appointments. We have appointments that pop up daily. So if you're in a bind and you need a last minute appointment, please go on our system. But I wanted to yield my time too to Dr. B. I know he was here. I'm not sure if he's still here, but I know he wanted to make a quick announcement.
and okay, thank you very much. And these are sponsors, and Dr. B is one of our sponsors that help keep the Pine Hills Community Council going. Dr. B, this is his logo here. So these are sponsors that help keep the Pine Hills Community Council going. There are contributions that they have given to the council, and you as a member, your membership that you have given to the council is what help keep the council going, help us to be able to support Evans High School, help us to be able to support the community, the food drive. So I want to encourage you tonight, if you're not a member, please go on our website and become a member of the Pine Hills Community Council. We would love to do more in the expression of the community, but we need your support to help us do that. Not only your financial donation, but we need your volunteer skills as well to help us do what we need to do in the Pine Hills community. Dr. B, it's on you. Thank you, sponsor.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'll be brief. As we know, May will be celebrating Haitian Heritage Month. So in light of that, we are looking forward to give an individual students with $1,000 scholarship. So those of you that are connected with Evans High School, I would reach out to you, and I'll put the information on the chat. If you would please connect us with them, or encourage them to apply. I know it's a short window before school's out, and at the same time for the award, we'd like to do it in May. So if you would please encourage them to apply, and so we can have the opportunity to bless one of them. It is a $1,000 scholarship.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I talked about the sponsors supporting us, but in return, I need you listening audience to go and support these sponsors that has made it possible for us to do this tonight. Help pay for the website, help pay for the Zoom, help pay for the Facebook ads that we do. These are our sponsors. I need you listening audience to go in and support our sponsors. You see them all listed here. Take a note and contact them, support them, please. So is there anything else? Did I miss anything? I know it's 8 o'clock and I don't want to keep you past 8 o'clock because I want y'all to be back next month. Board members, did we miss anything?
We're going to mention anything about the zoning?
About the 5590 Powers Drive? Or the zone? I don't have anything in particular about zoning, but a couple of you may be aware, a couple of meetings ago, we were talking about, thanks Bettina, we were addressing a concern we had at on Powers Drive. I'm trying to pull this up. And it's located on the corner of Powers Drive and Clare Corner Coy Road. This is Powers Drive going north, intersection to Clare Corner Coy Road. And this is the project that is going up right now. And we was concerned, and we are still concerned about what's possibly could be going there. There's word on the street there that not only word on the street, but it's almost been confirmed that the developer is considering, and he hasn't taken off the table yet, of putting a liquor store, a laundromat, and a cellular phone place, and a drive-through Dunkin' Donut. I'm concerned about the liquor store. And the majority of the residents are concerned about the liquor store and the laundromat. So we took our concerns to the Board of County Commissioner last month. And with our concerns there, the Channel 9 picked up the story, did a very good story. If you might have seen that on Channel 9. And what the commissioner said that she will look at, and hopefully she could work with the community to bring some type of resolve of another type of business going there besides a liquor store. So we're still getting petitions. We realize that this property is zoned as C1. And we realize that this property is zoned as C1, that the property owner has the right to put whatever he wants to put on that property. But we're asking the commissioner to address other options to put there. I don't want to be a preacher to you, but I think Paul says all things are lawful to him, but not all things are expedient to him. That means that because it's lawful to do, it doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. And that's our concern. I'm sure it's lawful for him to put that there, but it's not the right thing for him to do, is to put a liquor store in the heart of a residential community. That's going to cause traffic congestion here. This right in front of a neighborhood, this coming out the street here, there was an accident last month where these people was coming out of Family Dollar. There is no resting place on Clare Corner Coy Road when you come out of Family Dollar. They came out of Family Dollar, making a left-hand turn. The homeowner came out of Lonely Hill, making a right-hand turn, and they sideswipe each other. That's our concern about this project, a liquor store coming here. We understand about economic growth. We want growth. We want smart growth like that senior citizen affordable place. We want smart growth like the insurance a company that would go to that agency. We want smart growth that's going to increase the value of our community, and that's going to benefit future generations. I can't see if a liquor store would benefit future generations, but don't let me get on my soapbox. But this is where we are. We are planning, when I say we, several of the homeowners, I live about a mile in this direction. So several of the homeowners in all these areas has come together. We are meeting regularly as to how we can get with our our county commissioner, Commissioner Moore, to have a community meeting with us, which we haven't had, to discuss other options of what could go in this area. So Bettina, I hope I covered anything. If you want to take 2 or 3 minutes to say something else, because we are way past our time.
No, I think that's it. I think the commissioner has invited community leaders to a in-person, she apparently has leadership meetings in Apopka off of Cimarron. I suppose we could put that, then note the date and the time of that meeting on the website for people if they're interested in attending, the community leaders.
Those meetings, Bettina, we have attended those meetings before, and those meetings are agenda driven, and she would not address that specific item at that meeting. We tried that before, Bettina, and she said that wasn't.
The last communication that came through today was addressed to us, and it had that project. So maybe she's putting it on the agenda.
So, okay, so I need to read that communication again. Okay, thank you, Bettina, for giving that information. Thank you very much.
Patricia.
Yes. Hold on, Ms. Rosa.
I just quickly.
Rosa, hold on. There was hands that was up before your hand was up. Ken,
Okay.
and then Rosa, yes.
Being the institutional memory, 10 years ago when we did the task force, the county had the consent idea that we had too many strip malls. And therefore, we didn't worry about a strip mall on Clarkona Road. And now we're getting a strip mall. And I think that we should ask the question is, do we need another strip mall? And at the time, 10 years ago, no one would have thought we'd be putting in more strip malls. And I think the big question is, shouldn't there be a limit to the number of strip malls you create in Orange County? So I'll leave it at that.
2 things. I don't want to turn this into a economic development meeting, but I do want to say this. We are going to the Board of County Commissioner again, since we cannot get the commissioner to come to us. See, the only way we could get our concerns addressed is go to the Board of County Commissioner meeting. So if I'm inviting everyone on this call to come to the Board of County Commission meeting with us. Email me, let me know that you'll be there, and that's what we need to take our concerns. Ms. Rosalind.
Okay, quickly, yes. I want to be consistent, and I want everyone to know any information regarding the Pine Hill Safe Neighborhood, any emails need to come to the Pine Hill Safe Neighborhood email address, which is pinehillsafeneighborhood@gmail.com. It's on the chat line.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, good people. Thank you for this meeting tonight. Are there any more concerns that we need to address? Y'all been very patient. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Is there anything else we need to address tonight? I'll see you all next month, same time, same place. Scott Randolph, Orange County Tax Collector, will be our guest speaker. Okay. Thank you, good people. Good night.
Thank you.